Good afternoon, welcome to hopefully a long night of Dota 2. We've got 4 matches coming up for you, 4 matches all featuring VirtusPro. First they'll be going up against Sigma, 2 games, and then going up against Power Rangers, 2 games. Hopefully that won't be too short, because both of these, or all 3 of the teams, have been known for fairly short games. Statistics-wise. Anyways, we're gonna watch the joinDota League, that is what we're here for, and I actually took a gamble, hoping that every single of the 17 spectators and 10 players would load in the first go, and ka-ching! I am a good betting person. I hope you are too. Betting-wise, Sigma is the one that's in favor for this one. We're gonna jump ourselves into the game. There we go. I am not alone for this series. I am joined by GAdvance. GAdvance, welcome back.
Sup? I am back. It's nice to be back.
It is nice to be back, and to be honest, I'm looking forward to the series. I know VirtusPro hasn't been really doing all too well lately. I've seen them yesterday playing against Hehe, which is of course a bit of an underdog, but they actually won one of the games of the 2, so you know they did also lose one against them. And Sigma also hasn't been really showing their strength lately, and I'm hoping that they can kind of prove themselves against each other here today.
Yeah, definitely both these teams. I think in the joinDota League, if they lose pretty much any more games, they're kind of on the cusp of going down to the second European leagues, which could really be hard for them because there's a ton of teams in joinDota League Europe 2.
Yes.
There's like 3 different leagues for it because there was too many.
And it is, it's not easy. I mean, it's also a lot of games that you have to play, that you have to schedule in, and it's just basically also, it doesn't put you in the spotlight, which is where you want to be. You want to be continuously reminding people that, hey, this team is here still too, and they can do well. You kind of want to be in those, well, in the Division 1. It's very simple, actually. To the finals, neither is going to go there anymore. So far, indeed, I'm looking at the rankings, and both of these teams have had 4 wins, with Sigma losing 6 and VirtusPro losing 8. Now, they're not completely out just yet. They might have to play playoffs, but they are on the brink. They are on the brink. They really need these wins. And VirtusPro, of course, 4 games today, no pressure, and also some very difficult teams to face. I mean, Sigma, of course, a big name out there, might not have been doing that well, but they're still a strong team to deal with. And Power Rangers, same story, and they've been just doing amazingly well lately.
Yeah, I love seeing Power Rangers. We get to see them next, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
But
after
the thing with Sigma that you mentioned is Sigma had like an amazing run for a while. It started around MLG. Was it before MLG that they sort of really came into their own, or not?
At the start of the 8th Star Ladder season, I'd say.
Yeah,
and that
they
was
played in
before
that.
MLG.
They were absolutely amazing, and then for maybe 1 or 2 tournaments after that, they played great. And then since then, I've hardly seen them play. And I think that's been a real problem for the team, actually, is that perhaps they just haven't been playing enough, and recently they've come back and done a few more tournaments, and they've struggled badly.
Yeah.
But VirtusPro, another team that are, also in the same sort of boat, really.
Definitely true, and I'm really hoping that they can actually show themselves here again, and from their good side, to get also some more viewers on their hands, because I mean, if you are one of the top tier teams, if you're considered one of those, and you are the least performing team of the tier 1 teams, which is, you get a lot of crap over you. Like, ending last in every tournament, that's very demotivating. Then it might even be better to be a tier 2 team and win all your tournaments because you're taking part in tier 2 kind of tournaments. But yeah, they need a boost. And maybe these games can give them that. We do have VirtusPro on the Dire side for the first game. We're going to swap around in the second game, though. Sigma will be on the Radiant side here. And they have banned out the Slaughter, which I like, because, of course, the Dazzle is there for VirtusPro, together with the Ancient Apparition. Now, we did see, I believe it was yesterday, it was a team that did that against them, with which they actually won. They went for global strats. So, Ancient Apparition, Spectre, Zeus.
Ancient Apparition, Spectre, Zeus. See, I wasn't around to see that, but I kind of want to go back and watch that now. That sounds crazy.
Now,
but yeah,
I
Slaughter are the perfect band here.
I can tell you, it was a 64-minute game. So, you know, you might want to watch the
Damn.
recap.
Yeah, okay. I'll watch like a highlight or something.
Yep, exactly.
That's a long-ass game.
That is a long-ass game indeed. But yeah, Dazzle and Age Deprivation, definitely a good start there already. And of course, with the Cold Feet and the Poison, and most importantly though, the Chilling Touch, it's very scary in the laning phase. And I'm a bit curious to see if VirtusPro is going to try to run this as an aggressive one or as a safe try lane. They are on the dire side, in which case that would be, like, of the two sides, the dire side off lane is a bit less ideal for aggressive try lanes than Radiant side. But the option is there. We have a Lycan and Marana banned out in the first phase for VirtusPro, and Sigma banned out the Nyx and the Visage. And then Ember was still in the pool after the first big phase, surprisingly so, with the Lich banned out as well by VirtusPro, and then Enchantress and Slaughter for Sigma. So I do think that Sigma is very happy with their Invoker pickup though, but because they picked it up fairly early, it is also fairly easy to counter that, and a puck can do that quite decently. Now, not specifically in terms of last hit domination, but the silence that it brings, of course, can have a big impact.
Yeah, the initiation capability of Puck and the silence that can come out really just doesn't leave very many options for an Invoker. That said, Sigma, they're doing something that I think is pretty classic to them, is they're picking up basically just combo heroes. They picked up Bane Invoker, which is a great combination for, you know, it's very easy to drop your spells on somebody if a Bane is holding them in position, and that can be something that Invokers can struggle with sometimes, especially with heroes like Puck, who are ultra mobile.
It's why you often see Invokers go for Yule Scepter. Does the exact same thing,
exactly.
Just line up your spells on that one target. I do have a Bat Rider picked up by Sigma. I kind of... I wouldn't have mind seeing a Clockwork instead, and I love this pickup. It might not be globally...
Of course you do.
But of course you do. It's my best hero.
It's your best hero.
It's my signature hero right there. But it's, I mean, team fighty. You have got the minus armor from the Dazzle, the AA ult, the Puck you already mentioned with initiation, AoE silence. Well, good luck trying to fight against that one. And Bat Rider so far the only initiation for Sigma, sorry.
No, it's fine. I feel like Sigma, I was going to say, they need somebody who can basically ignore all these spells who are coming out. They need either a BKB carry or, in this case, Lifestealer, who can rage, and suddenly Tidehunter's ult does nothing, Puck can't do anything, Dazzle can... Well, Dazzle is pretty useful versus Lifestealer, because of course he's only able to focus on one target, and Grave is great for dealing with that, but otherwise, yeah, Lifestealer, smart pickup in this situation. Honestly, I think they need to be thinking about mid-game BKBs as well, even on the Invoker, which is not a common BKB hero, but it's certainly doable.
Yeah, I do like the Bat Rider combined with the Lifestealer though, because Bat Rider by himself, I was kind of meh. I'm not really that big of a fan of him. He is a great initiator, but it feels like kind of an initiator that you have because there is no, for example, Clockwork available. But now with the Lifestealer there as well, that definitely opens up a lot of potential for Sigma. They're both lacking, of course, one hero, because we are in the last banning phase. For the side of Sigma, it is very open what they can still go for. I mean, we're going to assume Lifestealer on the safe lane, Invoker mid, Bat Rider off lane. That's the most logical train of thought. However, they can still, of course, go for a secondary support or jungle hero, or put Bat Rider in the jungle, go still for an off laner. So there's a lot of options still to go for, as Naga Siren, more AoE stuff coming out for VirtusPro.
Yeah, a lot of AoE there, a very powerful teamfight hero as well. And now, the thing for Sigma is, how do they actually initiate and, you know, control a fight and actually get people killed? Because there's Dazzle as well as Naga Siren. Dazzle can save one target, and if the whole team fight is going badly, you know, if it's not just one person being focused down, and that one person is the issue, if the whole fight is going badly, Naga Siren presses R, and what does VirtusPro do? VirtusPro just leave, and Sigma are just sort of left having wasted all of their time. Yeah,
and it's actually pretty scary for Lifestealer as well, because imagine Bat Rider blinking in, wanting to grab someone, Naga Siren gets her song off, but Lifestealer has already pressed Rage, then he is going to be the only target that everybody of VirtusPro can attack. And his Rage, you know, you might think, yay, he has got a nice Rage, BKB, nothing can touch him. Wrong, Naga Siren comes out with an ensnare, and Lifestealer can't go anywhere. Now, in terms of damage coming out from VirtusPro, they could be kind of lacking until the late game, until Naga Siren is super farmed. We're going to assume Puck mid, Tide off lane, Naga Siren on the safe lane. It could even be an aggressive tri-lane with the Naga Dazzle and Ancient Deprivation, which is, by the way, Chilling Touch on mirror images. Ouch. That can happen.
That's very, very painful, and actually in some ways very silly that you can actually use Chilling Touch on illusions, because of the way illusions are meant to work, right? Which is that they're meant to do less damage, and then you can give them a flat damage bonus. Is absolutely amazing. It's a very strong combo that they've got. Like you said, VirtusPro do lack on damage as far as, right-click damage is concerned, but they do have the minus armor coming out from the Dazzle as well as the Naga Siren, so they're probably able to sort of equal Sigma almost in that. Ooh. And Sigma, I was going to say, there's only one reason you would pick up a Batrider instead of a Clockwork now. And Clockwork was still in the pool.
Yeah.
Batrider's going to jungle, and Clockwork is going to offlane. Sigma are going to try and play this really greedy, because they know that the team fights are going to be so hard for them, but the laning stage shouldn't be... It could be worse, There's no, OD or absolutely destructive lane dominators there. Tidehunter's a weak laner, Naga Siren another weak laner, so they should be okay then. I think this is smart by Sigma.
I like it a lot too. It's also, both Batrider, he needs a Blink Dagger before he can get active. Invoker needs quite a bit of levels before he can get active. And I think VirtusPro, as soon as the Tidehunter reaches level 6, they're gonna go. Regardless if Puck has his Blink, they don't really need his initiation if they have a song, if they have the slows, if they have Tidehunter maybe farmed up a bit. So they needed a hero, Sigma needed a hero that can already do something fairly early on, and for Clockwork, level 6 is enough for him.
Yeah, and Clockwork can get boots, and if a support hasn't picked up their own boots, he can get solo kills. Great hero in the laning stage for just picking up the pace very, very early on and doing a lot of different things. I think this is a very interesting matchup, actually, because VP almost have a traditional lineup. Do you know what I mean? This looks like something you could see almost at TI2. Do you know what?
Yeah,
it's
absolutely.
very traditional. It's very cookie cutter. They have their offlaner who's the team fight. They have their hard carry with their escapes and such. And actually, there might be an initiation here.
Illidan already Spect and Snare. I think they saw that one. That's a good thing to keep in mind. He wanted to throw it out.
He was using the animation then.
Yeah.
And Snare almost went out, but he fogged and managed to get out of there.
Well, it looks like VirtusPro is not going to get lucky here today. I'm curious to see how VirtusPro is going to lane this. Is this indeed an aggressive tri lane with the Tidehunter on the safe lane? Which I personally would prefer, because otherwise it will take ages for Tide to get his levels up, because it's not easy to lane against a Bane, basically, like a Nightmare you setting up for open wounds. And actually, Sigma is... is not able to catch out on this. Never mind that. Let's take a look at who is playing what, and then we also can see who rotates where, as it looks like I am not gonna get my wish granted, unfortunately. NS will play the Ancient Apparition for VirtusPro on the Dire side. We have got Illidan playing the Naga Siren, so he'll farm it up on the top lane. In the middle lane, it will be G or God kill them all. Playing the Puck on the middle lane indeed, and it will be Jodam or Medved playing the Dazzle. Bottom lane, last but not least, it is Arsart playing Tidehunter with no items? He's got no items for Tide. How many people have no items for Tidehunter? There's so many items out there. That's weird.
It's like Sven and Axe items. Sven, Axe, and Tidehunter probably have the widest, most ridiculous array of items. Yeah, I'm surprised by that.
Well, I'll leave Sigma for you to introduce.
You're leaving them for me because I don't know any of these names.
Well, they have got stupid names then.
I hate it when teams do this, but on the safe lane, it is going to be Soshka playing under the name of Paris here. He's going to be on the Lifestealer. The Bane here is likely going to be fucking mad. He normally plays the Bane, so I would assume it's going to be him. He's going to be one of the supports for the team. The jungle, ultra greedy jungle, is going to be 10. I don't know who that is.
We're going to assume Pass.
Yeah, Pass. That makes sense. That makes a lot of sense. Okay. Pass, he's going to be on the Batrider. Middle lane is, of course, Fatu, who's actually going very aggressive on G. Wow. Cold Snap hurts early.
Yeah, it sure does. There is enough regen on Puck to live through, though, but he has to be careful. He has to be careful not to get a Cold Snap again. 4
this is
seconds.
pre-bottle, though. G has basically lost this lane at this point because he doesn't have bottle now. He hasn't got it for another couple 100 gold. Fata... Wow, that's a big difference in the laning stage, I feel, that I wouldn't normally expect.
Well, so far, though, it's not bringing Invoker that much goodness, because he is sitting on 4 last hits, while Puck is sitting on 6 and 4 denies. So, Still remains to be seen who comes out ahead. But yeah, G has to be careful here until he has his bottle, which is going to happen in about 100 gold-ish. Another cold snap coming out. There is an orb and a phase shift. He actually tries to go to the rune, which is a regen rune, which Jottam saved for him. That's quite nice for him. Lucky, meantime, first blood in the bottom lane. Tidehunter, the one to die. Bedrider coming out of the jungle for that as well. And, well, that was it. No open wounds. Walking through fire is not good for you.
Yeah, and that's really one of the biggest problems with an offlane Tidehunter at this point. I called him Titan. Yeah, Titan. I don't know what I'm talking about there. That's not even close to an English word. But, I mean, Tidehunter, he's pretty tanky, and he's got Kraken Shell, but if you've got somebody who like Lifestealer who doesn't really care, and who can just run up and hit you, there's actually nothing you can do as a Tidehunter, other than lower his damage with a bit of Anchor Smash and run away screaming. So he gives up the first blood there, and that's pretty sad for him. G got really lucky with that regen rune. I actually forgot to say who the last person was. It's Miguel on the offlane.
Yeah,
he's currently
struggling.
Clock blocking. I mean, it's a very difficult tri-lane to deal with, but that said, if he does find any of them solo at like level 3, he could probably kill like NS. Because Jottam doesn't have Shallow Grave yet, although he's actually saved a skill point for it, which I think is smart.
Yeah, I fully agree with that. As the harass is just the one thing that Miguel has to deal with. And the Chilling Touch was also used already a bit. He's actually skilled up to level 2. I'm kind of scary for when VirtusPro, or kind of scary for Sigma rather, for when VirtusPro is going to maybe try to rotate a bit. But perhaps it's only going to come with more levels first as G gets harassed again. But at least his bottle is, I believe, in the courier, as we are watching Miguel in some trouble. And Snare and Cold Feet coming out. This is another kill. Going away VirtusPro this time. But that's Chilling Touch for you. I mean, that's just deadly. And I mean,
Chilling Touch is disgusting.
We haven't even talked about.
It really is disgusting.
I mean, mirror images with the healing wave from Jottam at some point. You know, it's also going to be something that, like, it's a bit of it's a bit gimmicky, I want to say. But it's just one of those game mechanics that works so well together, and I like fucking Matthew hanging around our start. There is an Invis rune on this Bane. He's got a Brain Sap at level 2, and he's got a Nightmare. Wonder if they're actually going to try and make a play for him.
They're trying to, but with AA, with our start here, fucking Matt is basically just following him around. I'm not sure why he's following the Tidehunter around. I feel like
they're gonna
if he just came up through the river, he could maybe get G. I guess they're going to go for A. Yeah, they're going to dive for him. They do have a creep wave. Yeah, they can do this. Yeah,
open wounds coming out. In comes a Nightmare as well. Bit of a weird combination there. A wasted Nightmare. And therefore no mana for a Brain Sap, which might actually be a problem for him. Here comes a Bedrider. That might be the thing to save him. Bedrider, though, is in way too far, taking some tower hits, and it looks like Sigma has to back off, happy with just their lives still intact, because they just miscommunicated that quite heavily, if you ask me. And we actually still have Soxka around here. The tower is still attacking creeps, though, so he can just walk past. But nobody dies in this bottom lane right now.
I've got to agree, that was a very poor mistake there from the side of Sigma. They used the Nightmare, and that meant that, well, I mean, Sochka, he could rage and just hit anyway, and then the Nightmare wouldn't have been a problem, but it's just wasted mana, and it's a wasted cooldown on the rage as well. It means that maybe when that TP comes through, you know, depending on who it is, then he doesn't have rage. That could be very dangerous if, say, it's the Ancient Apparition, for instance.
Yeah, I guess there's good things to say about that rotation as well for Sigma, though, because Miguel all of a sudden is feeling a lot more confident here now that he knew that all the supports rotated bottom. He's now level 5. He was able to actually walk under the tower to see if Illidan made a mistake of coming a bit too close for Cogs, perhaps, but yeah, he's leveling fine. Now, we mentioned it earlier, once he's level 6, he can do whatever he wants to. He can start rotating, start helping out his team. As a Bedrider is actually, I mean, his levels are kind of poor, but he is definitely not poor himself. He's sitting on 1300 gold, so his Blink Dagger not too far away.
Yeah, he's basically just gone, he's going to be going straight boots Blink.
Miguel Cogs himself in together with an S.
He might get an S.
Yes, it looks like it. The Cold Feet actually did not end up proccing, and he gets the kill on the Ancient Apparition. Only now Illidan comes in, but he has to be so careful. He has to start running. He'll go down soon as well. If Miguel gets one more hit, it is the Invoker coming in from the side, making sure that there's 2 kills going the way of Sigma and VirtusPro. Well, how they wish Jottam would be closer.
Never underestimate the damage that Battery Assault can do, and never try and man fight a Clockwork when you're an Ancient Apparition. At this level, he gets cogged in, It's well over 1,000 damage, I think, Battery Assault can actually do at this level. It's absolutely ridiculous. It's very powerful.
Yeah, and it's maxed out now as well, so it's scary for supports that are still level 4, both Dazzle and the Ancient Apparition. In this case, of course, the greediness of Sigma is working out a lot, because the Bane was able to, well, you'd say able to get some more levels, because he was also in the lane with a Lifestealer, but he actually sacrificed a lot of his levels to the Lifestealer, so Bane is level 3, a bit lower than I expected, and we also know that the Batrider is actually in a lot of trouble. The Dream Coil comes out, Anchor Smash as well as the Waiting Rift getting the kill. G with a fairly easy kill going his way, and something that they really need, because they need that puck to be doing well for them.
Agreed. They need that puck to be able to get a fairly fast blink himself. It looks like he's going for actually some very strange items. Oh no, it's not going strange items, he's just getting himself treads first. But G, he's been struggling a fair amount here in the middle lane. He is well behind Fata now, and it looks like Fata, this is a very dangerous gank here. They need to just song. Really,
there's a hook shot available, and he goes, he finds Illidan. Can he actually get the song out? I don't think so.
Can't.
Cold Snap, Battery Assault. No, can't do. Jonathan and S, they should be backing off here. They can't go in too far. I mean, it's just too scary. And that was just a Naga Siren blown up. That was pretty damn painful. By the way, you are asked to turn on your microphone in Dota 2 TV if you haven't done that, or toggle it if you have done it. It's not working at the moment.
I want to pretend that Dota TV is just really glitchy, because sometimes it can be, but I know for a fact it's just me forgetting every single time. I'm like terrible at that. But yeah, good initiation on Illidan then, and they know for a fact there as well, I know this from experience, is that Battery Assault, if you're just the only person in there, if you're a Naga Siren, you're the only person next to a Clockwork, you will not be able to get off pretty much any of your spells other than Riptide, because the animation is too long. So Song of the Siren wasn't able to be used there, and that's another reason why I think this last pick, Clockwork, was a great pick. Because it means that if they do catch the Naga Siren, and Jotum isn't right behind her, she will die, and she won't be able to get off her Song of the Siren. That's very important.
Oh, Suck's got some trouble. He has a rage, will use it. Doesn't have an Infest to escape, but he doesn't need one, because they don't want to dive past the tower. Understandable. A lot of harassment coming out, but, well, I kind of feel like it was a wasted push then, but oh well. They don't die. They don't give anything away, and they're actually making sure that the lane gets pulled back into their favor again as well. I mean, Naga is not farming bad at all, but she is doing something that, you know, is, Did Puck just jump into another tornado? No, he did not. Wait a second. But yeah, I mean, I kind of, I'm okay with it, what Illidan is doing. He's rushing a Radiance. Which is, I think, okay in this case. He has to just be careful that he's not turning it to be completely useless once that Batrider has his Blink Dagger, which, by the way, already just happened. So, passes his Blink, and this is when Naga, if she starts dying, if she dies one more time, I'd say screw that Radiance, go for something else that you can actually fight with.
I'd be tempted to say in this game, just because of the heroes that Sigma have, and the fact that Clockwork, if he does get a hook shot into a Battery Assault off onto her, there's nothing that she can do. I'd be tempted to say she should go Manta, but actually in the middle lane.
Yeah,
Miguel.
I saw that one. The Tidehunter just walked up to the high ground, not knowing that Miguel was waiting for him. Jonathan will put a grave on himself, but I'm not sure how effective that will be. This is a delay of execution, if you ask me. One more hit, boom. Spada takes it home. Ancient Apparition died as well. That was on the top lane. That was, of course, the first lasso being used by that Batrider, and I mean, Naga's not gonna sing for that. That would be a bit of a waste, as G is actually looking to make some plays. He has got Dream Coil again. I mean, he is the one to be buying Naga space right now. I mean, yeah, that's the problem right now, because if Naga was free farming the entire game, was doing amazingly well, he would have had his Radiance by probably about 16 minutes. But that's not going to happen anymore now, as Miguel finds himself, geez, this is not a safe place for G to be, and he actually gets himself stuck into a tornado, but Fada, not in range for the Cold Snap anymore, has to back off, especially since he saw Arstart coming in, and Arstart has got that Ravage up, but yeah, good luck trying to get that in for a fight, because it's, oh well, I actually think he's going to use it if need be. He has it, gets Flame Breaks. Fada, invisible for now, but there's a Sentry Ward. There's your Ravage right there, but Lifestealer already had the Rage on. Goes for Arstart. The kill is there. Bane gets a last hit. Fiend's Grip on the Dazzle. Another kill going the way of Sigma. They might have lost
Miguel
Fada,
behind the
but the
tower.
hook shot, yeah. If they get GFL, no, they don't. Or maybe there's a phase shift soon. Nah, he's fine. It's still 2 for 1, and the Ravage was used, right? I mean, I'm not sure how much. I don't think that's worth it for VirtusPro at all, actually.
No, and I love the way that Sigma are actually playing this game. If you look, they're constantly moving around the map and switching basically positions on the map. There'll be one person top, and then there'll be 3 people top, and then the next minute there'll be 2 people bottom and 2 people mid and 1 person top. And the reason this is working well against VP is you look at VP's lineup, and it's a traditional teamfight heavy lineup. It's very teamfight heavy. It's very reliant on all the components being there at the same time. The Dazzle needs to be able to get off that Grave Chill. They need to be able to get their Naga Siren farmed, and right now, she is farming pretty well, but everybody else is suffering very hard from it. And whilst Naga Siren perhaps can be the hero to, bring back games from the brink,
yeah.
I would worry about it in this game, just because Sigma are going to be able to pick them apart time after time. Every time that somebody isn't with either the Dazzle or with the Naga Siren, this Batrider or this Clockwork or this Nakes or practically any of the heroes on Sigma have very good initiation range or can be carried with someone like the Lifestealer can be. So it's very difficult for them. And I mean, look at them. Now they're going up top. They're just rotating around very, in a very aggressive way that sort of splits VP up, because VP need to try and get farm on multiple heroes. They need Blink Daggers on Puck and ideally the Tidehunter. They need Radiance plus 1,000 other items on the Naga Siren. It's very difficult for them.
It is.
And the Naga Siren has a lot of pressure on her.
Yeah, and I mean, if we look at the farm, the net worth, there's only 1 tower in favor of Sigma right now, so that's kind of a blessing for VirtusPro, because Sigma, even though they are ahead, they don't get towers in return for their successful fights. Apart from that one on the bottom lane, of course. But at least that makes sure that the game is delayed. So that's a blessing for them. Oh, let's see. We're gonna have Cold Snap coming out. Dazzle already picked up. The hookshot misses on our start, though. He runs. He has got a Ravage, but right now everybody of VirtusPro is together, and the problem comes back. They're not with their full 5-man lineup here. VirtusPro, they are with 5, and Sigma is with 5. VirtusPro is with 4. They still have that song though, but they have to use it as a last resort. Can't use it as anything else right now. And I mean, the difference between Lifestealer and Naga, look at that difference in farm. That's just so scary. And just as I say it, they start taking down towers. This is just 5-manning from Sigma, because really, VirtusPro, are they now too far behind to actually fight this?
They are. They basically need to, try and make Sigma blow as much as they can in a fight. They need to make them. They need to make the Invoker use a lot of spells, make the Clockwork use a hook, and then the Naga Siren come in, song, and just extend the timeout, extend the game, because extend
Sorry,
your domination.
I couldn't resist. It's just, yeah.
It's fine. I freaking love that advert. It's hilarious. It makes me laugh so much every time I see it.
It's
like,
now,
oh my God.
I don't see the commercial anymore, but if you watch the Dream League, then they have, like, in their promo, it's extend the prize pool.
Is that actually what they've got it as
Yep.
now? That's the thing that makes me laugh the most about the Good Studio. Like, they realize how ridiculous some stuff they do is. They, take the piss out of themselves.
Yep.
I think that's important.
It is.
Especially in esports, where there's a lot of stuff to take the piss out of.
Now, looks like we might have Dazzle some problems. There is no hookshot coming in for him though. And he also did not get any mana burned, because Fada missed. But we have a tower trade, so I think this is the right thing for VirtusPro to do. They try to make sure that they are right now not fighting, so they take the tier 1 bottom, they lose their tier 1 top, but as I said, they don't want to fight. This Naga has got a relic, is 1k gold away from having her Radiance, and perhaps then the split push can commence and VirtusPro can miracle this out, but it's not the lineup that they, like, it probably is not the kind of play that they were aiming for. Naga Siren, as you said, is a hero that allows for comebacks like that. But if you look at VirtusPro's lineup, that is not why they picked Naga. They wanted to wombo combo the shit out of Sigma. Sorry for my language, by the way. It's not really good today. But
wow. I'm reporting you to Milini.
Don't do that. I don't want to get you back to Merlini. But I mean, this is like, VirtusPro, when are we gonna see the Wombo combo? Because I'm really hoping that at some point that's gonna happen. The thing is, it's so obvious that they want to do it that Sigma is smart enough to avoid it. That's it feels like underestimating your opponents. Like they don't know what you're gonna do. But it's quite obvious. It seems so awkward.
Yeah, it's difficult to play in this sort of lineup because right now they still lack actually an initiation tool. G has been dealt with so well on the middle lane. He still doesn't have Blink Dagger. It's 16 minutes in. He doesn't have Blink Dagger on this puck yet. Yeah, he's got, a Null Talisman and Treads, but the difference between a puck who doesn't have a Blink Dagger and the difference between a puck who does have a Blink Dagger is huge. It's absolutely enormous.
Where's your grave, dude? No grave came out that day. So when that Dazzle, AA will fly in. I mean, AA is a hero that we haven't really talked too much about. He's of course trying to go for his Aghanims, but the question is he gonna get that before the game ends? Right now, Sigma, they're doing exactly what they should be doing. They're making sure that VirtusPro is not feeling safe anywhere on the map apart from right now in their enemy's jungle, because they know that Sigma is making their own jungle unsafe. And I mean, it's good that they do this, but it just shows the state of this game that VirtusPro, I mean, they're just very far behind. They're over 10k gold behind. They're 10k experience behind, which is troublesome as the song comes out here on the bottom lane. The tornado still catches 2 though, stopping the teleports from happening. Arsart and NS. The Ravage comes out. It's a defensive one though, and they can't initiate on the back of it. And Arsart will get picked up. Illidan getting hook shutted upon or just getting caught out completely, as NS will be the last one to go down here. It is a killing sprees for everybody as both Soxka and Fada get one, and the rest was out in time, but that was just that. I mean, yeah, that just shows the team fight should be going the way of VirtusPro, but it's not.
Yeah, that was very smart by the team of Sigma there, and particularly by Miguel. The tornado on the 2, that's difficult for VP to deal with, but it's not the end of the game for them. Losing their Naga Siren, who was at that point was like 300 gold away from picking up a relic. At this point in the game, it could be the end. That could be the game-winning moment with Miguel actually catching the Naga Siren. Then great play by Fata to get the tornado from outside of the song range. That's something a lot of people don't realize. Is once you're inside the song, yes, your hero can't do anything. But if you use something from outside, if you're a sniper or a hero like Invoker, who tornado is a ridiculous range. Just once it's maxed out on the Wex, I believe, is what makes it do its range. Yeah, it is. It is Wex that makes it do its range.
Shot initiation. Arsart. I mean, he doesn't have a Ravage anyway. He'll get tornadoed. Looks like they want to try. They want to try to do something, or do they? No, they don't. They're just gonna let their Tide die. The Dream Coil came out to make sure that they didn't continue going off further, but this is pretty difficult to deal with it. And to be honest, I mean, Arsart, we knew that he was gonna die on that bottom lane, didn't we?
Yeah, it's a Tide Hunter versus a Lifestealer.
Yeah,
There's
so why did he
nothing you can do.
Ravage?
I guess he just wanted to use it. I don't know.
It was a bit of a waste,
honestly,
I think.
It's probably just rage. He's 0-5-2. His team has 3 kills. Sometimes you just have to press R because you're fed up with the enemy team. And, using Ravage is a skill that does make you feel good. Just hitting the enemy, generally pretty important. You know that.
Yeah, I know that.
Subtle flame. Subtle.
Yeah. Very subtle. Well, at least Illidan he's gonna have his Radiance. So, can they bring the game back with that? That is the main question right now. It still comes down to the thing that we said earlier. The physical damage that VirtusPro has is not really there, which you do need to have to take down Soxka here as he finds Arsart. I mean, he can just eat him up. He's actually gonna back off. He's a bit too worried about people coming in for VirtusPro, but the Tornado EMP I think will take his worries away. Well, at least take the mana away from VirtusPro. Make sure they go back to base. But they're very careful. Sigma is going for towers, very conserved, basically.
The thing is, right, is, VP's strategy is, it's a team fight one, it's one that thrives in the late game, yes. But it's still difficult to execute. Naga Siren is not an easy hero to play by any stretch of the imagination. Actually, she's gonna die again. Oh dear.
Yep, Naga got caught out on the other side through the cogs, as we have Lifestealer now. He's able to get away. He was infesting inside a creep after taking down the Nation Operation. Just jot him. might be in some trouble. You know, Nightmare comes out. I mean, there's really no hope for him. He'll go down. Unstoppable double kill for Miguel as the one from the Naga still counts. The Ravage comes out. They might get one kill. This Bear Rider, though, it looks like he'll live. He'll live indeed. G is the one to not live. Mega kill for both Fada and for Shoxka as they try to keep up in kills with one another. But I mean, how are they gonna get back? This was in theory without having a full 5 team wipe, team fight 5-on-5 thing going on. It was a team wipe on VirtusPro. Everybody died, every single one. And
yeah, that's a full team wipe.
Yes.
And it started with them losing their Naga Siren. And it started again with that Clockwork hook shot. Whenever Clockwork gets a hook shot onto the Naga Siren, you can pretty much say goodbye to her. And the thing is now, as well as that, Sigma are getting more things that they can use to deal with that Naga Siren and to make sure that she can't song. Fata actually has built an Orchid. He's not sent it to himself yet, but he's got an Orchid. The Naga Siren is miles away from having a Manta style, so she's not going to be able to get out of that. And like I was saying before, it's not easy to execute this comeback with the Naga Siren at this point. It's well-known phenomenon that you can basically just rush Radiance on Naga Siren and come back from a huge gold lead. But it's not easy, it's difficult to do, it is grueling to do, and VirtusPro, one of their biggest issues as a team has been their teamwork. So going for a late game strategy, going for one where they have to coordinate and they have to play a long, drawn-out, grueling game, where they're basically losing for 50 minutes and then they win, that's a difficult strategy for them to go for. I mean, it's bold. I like that, but I'm not sure they can do it, to be honest, at this point. It's 20-3.
Yeah, and especially since Sigma knows exactly what they have to counter. I mean, we already have a BKB almost up on the Clockwork, but yet he has actually got it complete. That means that if he keeps himself outside of the song, and VirtusPro, they need that song defensively. As we have maybe... Oh, that's the wrong one, Fada. Nice try, though, but that's an illusion. In comes the song. Can they actually catch out Fada? We have teleports coming out for Sigma, though. They want to fight this. Fada might be dead before that time, though. We'll see. He gets the minus armor. He goes invisible, and there is the detection, but it's too late. And now in comes the bat. The Dream Coil still comes out, but that Miguel, he catches 3 in his cogs. This is a massacre. Miguel might die for it, but look at the damage that it did. In comes Sokshka, ready to clean house. Gets himself another kill, and S trying to run from this one, but he can't. Lasso is there. And that's going to be 4 dead for 1 Clockwork. That set that up completely. G is alive. Yay. Good for him. But oh my god. That was an aggressive song for Fada. And the dust was too late. And in comes disaster, really.
That was a bit of a misplay by VP at the start there. And Miguel, I've got to say, he's been absolutely on ball this game. 6-2 and 14. He's been everywhere for his team. 20 of the 24 kills that they've managed have involved him. That's huge at this stage. I mean, I thought it was a great pick. I didn't realize he was going to play this good in this game, though. And VP's lineup, it's not great actually at dealing with a Clockwork, because Naga Siren, like I said, she can't song of the Siren once the Clockwork is on top of her. The Dazzle has to do that. And if the Dazzle isn't there, or if somebody else has gone on him, you know, if the Bane has slept him, anything like that, or if the Batrider's pulled him out of position, or, you know, Invoker, Quas Wex can get rid of all your mana pretty damn easily, so you don't have enough mana to use your Grave. Yeah, it's been great play by him, and...
Well, they want to take down this Batrider, but he force staffs towards the high ground. In comes G also with the orb. The A ult will fly over him. The lasso is still there, though, but I think this is the end of the Batrider. There he goes. That is finally another kill going away of VirtusPro, as the Ancient Apparition gave his life for that. The Tidehunter gave his life for that. We're following Fada and G, though, as they have a one-on-one fight here. This is basically Escape Artist Puck versus Invoker, but Invoker is the one to get this win. I think he's going to be able... No, blink away. Never mind that. So I'm following the only hero that did not die. And I mean, the rest of the fight, you know, you can guess what happened. This is a life stealer. He is now 8-0 to 4. Good luck.
Yeah, this Lifestealer is going to be very, very fat at this point. If you look at his net worth, it's ridiculous. The net worth graph, in fact, is absolutely insane. The only one behind anybody at all on the side of VP is fucking Mad, who, as we saw at the start of the game, played the most sacrificial Bane you will ever see outside of I think the only two teams that really do this, where they play like an ultra sacrificial Bane who just runs around being annoying, is Sigma and Cloud9. Cloud9 do that as well.
Yeah. And I mean, he still hasn't died, so how much does he actually sacrifice? Only levels as the smoke comes out for VirtusPro, but they get surprised. Open will still come out. There might be a Ravage. Arsart gets the Grave just in time. The song comes out still, though. Well, just in time. A bit too early, I was gonna say. The song comes out as well. The Grave is level 3, so you don't have to worry about wasting it all too much. The cooldown is there. Lasso, it is the Tidehunter. Can he get his Ravage up before he dies? Yes, he can! It is Invoker that is the one to die. The Cogs locks in Miguel and Soxka, but they try to go. Oh, that flame break up on 3. Soxka will not continue to die after this, though. They lost their Invoker. They got a Tidehunter in return, but I think this is the first fight where it's a fairly even trade, where it was Sigma that was backing off. This was probably the closest to a good team fight that VirtusPro has had the entire game, and still they only get 1-for-1.
Yeah, and the thing is that Sigma, they still maintain their map control. So
Yes.
what do? They go and take Roche. They lost that fight, you know? It's only a small loss, but they still lost that fight. But Sigma have such control of the map, and they're so over-farmed compared to VP at this point, that they can just go and do whatever anyway. Paris is going to go and get the Aegis from this, and VP, they have to get in and stop this. I mean, they're throwing an AA ult. I'm not sure that'll be enough.
No, perhaps Puck can steal it, but they can't really do anything else. Tidehunter almost has got... Oh god, look at that damage coming out with the sticky napalm and the flame break. They already have to back off, especially with the Aegis now up on Soxka. Tidehunter has got his Blink Dagger ready in 3 gold, so perhaps that can turn things around a little bit. And he is level 11, so he has got his level 2 Ravage, but if it's enough, I highly doubt it at this point. If Sigma plays this properly, their only fear would be that Naga Siren, who at this moment is not really doing anything to be feared, because he still only sits on that Radiance with nothing else to do anything for him. His illusions can split push, sure, but I mean, life
they're not
doesn't
actually
care.
getting him. He's not actually got any real amount of money since he bought the Radiance,
Exactly.
right? Because Sigma's map control is ridiculously good at this point. I mean, they just did Roche after losing probably their strongest mid-game hero. Well, maybe the Lifesteal is probably stronger,
Yeah.
actually.
I'd
But
say so.
They lost one of their strongest mid-game heroes. They lost their Orchid carrier, which is a hugely important item versus heroes like Naga Siren or Puck, for instance. A hugely important item. And they just go and take Roche. And Illidan, what's he got since he got his Radiance? He got his Radiance at maybe 22 minutes, I believe. He's got a Ring of Aquila since then.
Yay. Useful.
That's not exactly...
Not even
He's
Trent.
not exactly that GPM man right now, is he?
No. He's sitting on 1300 gold. At this point also you want to make sure that maybe you have buyback, because one fight could be your last. Sigma looks like they're giving VirtusPro some time though, as VirtusPro is pushing on the bottom lane. I mean, what's the easiest way for VirtusPro to get gold if you can't really feel safe on lanes? Try to find yourself some towers. They've only got 1 tower down so far, but they have to be so careful with that anyways, as Miguel has actually got an infested lifestealer in him. He got the hookshot ready, he finds himself an S, and that is one dead. Ancient Deparation. Very, 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 very dead. There is still an open wound. Can they stop him from teleporting out? Yes, they can. 3 hits, and that's another kill going the way of VirtusPro as Ancient Deparation, Ancient Deparation. Wow. Tidehunter was able to get away. Lasso coming out. This is the Naga Siren, the real one. The Fiend's Grip as well, just in case. No song is allowed, and that's 3 dead on the map on the side of VirtusPro. Again, it's 32-6. I like that VirtusPro is not calling it out just yet, because yeah, they have a Naga Siren, so in theory everything is possible, but it was already looking grim, and it's going from grim to basically almost darkness.
You know what I'd love to hear right now is VP's like team chat. Obviously it would be a bit pointless for me to hear because it's all being Russian,
Yeah.
but I imagine it's fine, we have a Naga Siren, it's fine, we have a Naga Siren. Blyat suka, as Naga Siren dies every single time. Because that's what's been happening. They've been trying so hard to keep this Naga Siren split pushing and farming, but I mean, we saw it then. They didn't even need their the Clockwork as well as the Invoker, who are supposedly the best heroes versus her, and yeah, they do call it.
Yeah.
This game, I mean, it's been close for them in some ways, but it's been over in many other ways. They got kind of destroyed.
Yeah. They're gonna get a second chance though. I think this is mostly Like, they had a plan with their lineup, it didn't work out, but I think it's mostly the draft and the plan not working out. I think they can do better in the next game, for sure. Not let it get out of hand this month.
The problem was that it was a bad plan.
Maybe they're going to have a better plan next.
The problem was that their early game and any fight where they're not 5-manning is bad for them. And combined with the fact that actually you want the game to go longer and you don't want to 5-man because you have a Naga Siren, that's an issue. It almost feels like they had to pick another carry outside of the Naga Siren because their team fight was already ridiculous. I feel like they didn't need the Naga, and it didn't add anything to them. I mean, she's 0-7-2 at the end of the game. She's basically been a burden. Yeah. That's, no fault of Illidan's. It's just a difficult hero to play around. You need somebody else that can create space. And they didn't have anybody else that could do that other than maybe the Puck. And Fasa actually did very well on the middle lane. Pretty much beat the Puck out pretty hard. Played very aggressively versus him. Pretty much cold snapped him every time it was a cooldown. Yeah.
Well, we're going to see game 2, so stick around. We'll be right back with game number 2 of this series. 2-game series for the joinDota League Europe. We'll be right back.